Hey guys, welcome to another segment on Lon TV. Today we're going to be talking about the Japa culture that seems to be prevalent amongst Nigerians. I am not alone today, I am with two guests. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Shay, a quality analyst, a health and safety professional. I'm glad to be a guest on this show today. I hope you enjoy every bit.
Alright, I'm as usual next side.
Everyone seems to be living in Nigeria, from doctors, lawyers, IT guys in the bank. Bank apps seems to crash every now and then. What do you think are the effects of this mass migration on Nigerian economy and the people in the country? Mr. Leke.
Oh, the issue of this Japaism, let's put it in that format, is because of their economy. The land, when we talk about the nature of the country and the nature of the where God suits us as a Nigerian, it's much okay for us to stay. You understand? But the economy is bad. The country is not working, and on the other side, everything is working perfectly. If you are me, what will you do?
Well, we can't really say everything is working perfectly.
Oh.
We have to deal with racism too.
Racism. See, average Nigerians, we are facing this same issue. You don't know.
Also,
See, Yoruba, now let's say, I don't always want to bring this topic for us to be dragging it under politics. See, you know, Yoruba will say, this person is not from my side, even within Yoruba. Let me tell you, this is happening with, it started.
that's tribalism.
Tribalism is okay. Tribalism is because you are distincting somebody who is not from your culture.
You know, racism.
Now, racism is all about color. It's not about color.
Yeah, you be
But
prejudiced because
see,
of the
when
race
we
and
want
color.
to divide, it's all about color. But here we are facing something more than racism, which is more than the color that somebody will be telling you, you are not from my side. My child cannot marry you. My child cannot. This same thing we are facing is. So what is the difference?
Mr. Sherry, what do you have to say about
Oh, well, basically, I'll say Japa, like they will call it, it's a slogan, and lately it has become a menace amongst the teeming population. And the reason is simple. What is Japa? Japa is you trying to run away from a bad situation. Probably trying to run away from something that is going to put you in danger. And so basically, when you see a place that is dangerous for you, you're looking for how to get out of it. So basically, that is the reason for this Japa. And why? You know, lately, there has been a kind of brain drain. A lot of people facing economical constraints. You know, issues that borders on inflation. All these are eating deep. And when you take a critical look at this, it puts the citizenry at a very, very bad position. And this, when you begin to think, you begin to seek for greener pastures, you begin to seek for a better life elsewhere. So, but for me, it has become a culture basically, but for me, I think before you could take such step, you need to count the cost. You need to weigh your options. What are your projections? What do you want to see? What do you think to achieve in the next 5 years? In Nigeria, when you probably invest in yourself, when you think or plan to develop yourself, you look at your projection for the next 5 years. In the next 5 years, what can I gain? What can I achieve? What can I do for myself? So when you begin to think about this, then you can always weigh your options. Like, okay, if I leave Nigeria now, probably to the UK, to the US, what are my projections? What am I going to do? What are my projections for the next 5 years in the UK? What are my projections for the next 5 years in the US? How do I tend to achieve it? If I achieve that in the US, it's equivalent to what I'm going to do in Nigeria. You understand? So all these are need to put in place. Like, for example, somebody who lives for the UK now, you need to weigh the options of probably high cost of living, because for example now, if you are getting a house in Nigeria a year for 400,000 or 500,000, basically depending on the location, if you are going to the UK, you can be getting a house for probably £800. Now, sorry, excuse me. getting a house of 800 pounds, look at the equivalent to what you're going to get in Nigeria. You understand? So if you start doing the calculations, I don't want to be a Peter Obi here, but if you start doing the calculations, you will see that getting a house for 800 pounds is equivalent to what you can get here for a year.
So a particular lady on LinkedIn posted about why she is not really interested in this Japa culture, even though most of our colleagues have left and the pressure is getting worse at us. People think that is the only solution to what is going on. She's a brand strategist on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And there have been mixed reactions. People think there is no solution to this country, that there is literally nothing you can do that is going to work out. And there is this particular comment that piques my interest. He said sometimes people sacrificing their careers for Japa isn't all about them. Left to them, they wouldn't have done it. They just don't want to see their kid struggle the way they did. So what do you think about that? Traveling for the future generation, is it really worth it? Because people are going to, your family, you might never get to see them again when you leave, and your family might not even get to meet their cousins, your grandparents. You've been separated for life sometimes.
Yeah. Well, to me, why people feeling like traveling is just a survival for the fittest. Now, let me read this to you. I note government policy, inconsistent government policy in this country. 2, insecurity on daily basis. I read something on Daily Naira some times ago. A guy is earning 4 million naira. In this, maybe last year, he is the one that wrote it, that he's earning 4 million naira and he's going to London to go and get a job of maybe 3 million naira. Does it worth it? People were advising him like it's worth it. Why? Insecurity on daily basis. Anybody can be picked up from anywhere. It's not about how much you have, how much you earn. Anybody can just be picked up. Insecurity in this country on daily basis. Your next move, you are not.
You can even cite these obas that are being stolen from their palaces
yes,
and everything
so
like that.
This insecurity, even the government, they were overwhelmed. In a serene environment, police supposed to be the one policing our community. Now in Nigeria, you see soldiers on the streets. Soldiers are meant to take care of wars. But when you see that this insecurity is overwhelming, where a soldier is selling a gun to kidnapper in Abuja, you should know the security is in the highest length now. Now, apart from that, we have inflation in this country. You don't know when Naira will. You can be so sure that Naira can hit $1 to 1,000 in the next minute. You can be so sure, because what is our government doing to this? Nothing.
I feel like the CBN government is not doing enough to actually curb these excesses
in this country. Let me tell you something. I think about that just came to my mind some times ago. In this country, our education system is not working.
Yeah.
You see, you can for the past 1 year. Let me say past 1 year. Our education minister is still on seat. Our labor, they are going on strike. Labor minister is getting presidential fall. Yes, they picked up people, bandits. They picked up Nigerian citizen like chicken in a train going to Kaduna. Minister for transport is getting presidential fall. Where is the shame in this country? Where is exactly the shame? So when you see this and you see people that our education system is in shambles, real shambles, not even shambles, shallow. Now you see first lady snapping picture with the daughter-in-law in London. Graduating. So if you think about it, are you going to leave your spring into this system that is not working? System that you don't even know the future? System, Japa is the best solution for everybody now. Yes. See, which system we want to work? I don't want to ask me that where is my patriotism?
Enough people are not patriotic in this Nigeria that we are in. Nobody is willing to sacrifice. Where is this vigor to save Nigeria from this?
Just look at your president. Our president is our leader. Our leader is not patriotism. So who am I?
Okay, you have a point. the man literally said he's tired, that he can't wait to leave the office.
Yes.
I think Nigeria is in such a mess that there is almost nothing that can save us.
See, just focus. Education is it, and transport is it. Where? What?
Let's ask Mr. Shea what he thinks about that.
well.
Do you think it's worth it, like leaving the country for your children?
Well, I will have to refer back to the statement, the opinion shared by the strategists. Like somebody commented on the strategist post. I want to say people's response to an opinion is relative. Like I'll be taking a typical example of a bank manager who earns close to 4 million naira. So due to the Japa culture, and he thinks, okay, everybody's leaving the country for greener pastures. So he thinks that is the best thing for him to do. Now he started, arranging every stuff. He got his visa and all that. He left the country with his kids to go start a new life. I'm of the opinion. I'll go back to that. But I'm of the opinion that you can leave the country if you have something that is substantial to do. Probably you are being offered a job from the UK or from the US. I think it's advisable. But for you, who is a bank manager in Nigeria, earning close to 4 million naira, resigning on your job to go to become a petrol attendant, a bouncer, somebody who is washing cups in a mug. For me, I think it is not worth it, because if you say you want to build, you want to do it for your kids. It's only normal. With 4 million naira, you can send your kids abroad. You can get somebody who's going to watch over them. You understand? You can a guardian. Then you can invest in them from Nigeria. I'm sorry, a minute, please. You can invest in them from Nigeria. You can invest in them. Watch them grow. Now I'll go back to the bank manager I was referring to.
But what if you, like in Nigeria, if you end up dying with your kids abroad because of the insecurity that we're facing in this country?
Well, I will tell you that there is no place on earth that has 100% security. In fact, the crime rate that is being reported in the US, we don't have that. We don't have such percentage in Nigeria.
The mass shooting and everything.
Yes, if not for insecurity, if not for terrorism, Nigeria is a very good place to live in.
Oh, you can't just say if not for terrorism. Terrorism is a serious something.
Yeah, terrorism only is specific to a particular part of the country.
It is not. They literally said they are present in the southwest.
But have you heard of any explosion? Have you heard of any attack?
Let me tell you.
The Fulani headsmen are going to the farms to kill farmers.
Let me tell you a funny
right
story.
there in Shaki, Ibadan.
I agree with you.
Let me tell you a funny story. Let me tell you a funny story that I heard on the radio 2 days or 3 days ago. The story is all about police CIDs. They were given an appointment to go and investigate the issue. On their way going on normal clothes, like okay, they are on mufti, they were kidnapped.
Undercover agents.
So kidnap police. And you are not talking about insecurity. Insecurity is a big issue in this country. See, Nigeria. It have gotten to.
According to you, insecurity is enough reason to leave the country.
Is enough.
So, Mr. Leke, you've been talking about insecurity as enough reason to leave the country. But do you know that people are dying from insecurity in the US, Canada? For example, now 2 Nigerian students were shot in Canada, and Timaya's manager was killed in Atlanta 2 days before the Eddies. What do you have to say about that?
See, insecurity is a big business. Is a big deal in all countries. There's no particular country that is safe. You understand? There's no particular country that is 100% safe. But when we want to compare the security level, when we want to compare and contrast, you know what I'm saying?
But you know you're black.
I am.
So there will always be prejudices against you for being black.
Okay.
The amount of security that a whiter person is going to receive might not be given to you. The treatment is always going to be different.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard about this story of a particular broadcaster's son that was thrown from upstairs and he died. That was due to racism.
Okay. Now see, let me tell you, we are talking about Japanism, you understand?
And we are talking about the effect.
In fact, when you get there, see, when you put this thing on scale of preference, what you are going to, you are in Nigeria now, you are in Nigeria. As a Nigerian, you go to hospital, you are being charged you are being charged or being, see, situation that we are facing in this country is so much.
Healthcare in the US is a lot worse than Nigeria's healthcare.
Let-
They are going to drain you of your money,
They are going to drain you, but you are going to get better service.
and you're going to be in debt forever. So you prefer that.
See, let me tell you something. They're going to drain you. Let me tell you what is working that is not working here. You are talking about money. Do you know when you get there, you're going to get a job. Mere job or professional job, you are going to get a job. A job is a job.
The job you're going to get just to feed and pay taxes, and the taxes is going to trickle
You are going to get a job. That is why your people here will be praying for you when you are going. Funny man. So you're going to get a job. Anyhow, you're going to just get a job. See, when you want to start comparing it, why you want to go, I'm going for my child. See, when you put this on a scale of preference in Nigerian and this place, I've been to. I went to. I have something to attend to, so I went to my hospital maybe the day before. I'm paying for an HMO. Do you know that? Then they now asked me to go and get some tests and some scan. Do you know my HMO is telling me that it's not covered. I don't want to.
That's not the Nigerian only issue.
See, that I'm not covered. Now, I don't want to tell you the duration that they subscribe to this HMO. I have to pick up my phone because good thing, when I remember the Bible verse that says good thing doesn't come easy. And I know that I need to fire these people back. That's the system I'm telling you, in which you have already subscribed to it, that is supposed to work smoothly, seamlessly, without even worrying yourself. You don't understand. You will have a headache, you start thinking about it.
No, I
Before
understand your
how
point.
you with your money, Nigerian nurse will be. It's not their fault. See, I've started seeing who is reacting. When you see Nigeria reacting, when you see Nigeria flame up on something, when you want to ask what happened here, this match me. When you want to,
I feel like
everybody is
actually angry.
frustrated. Everybody is on daily basis.
I like to say one or two. I've never been of the opinion that nobody should Japa. For me, I think it is all about Japa to Japada.
Japa. Okay.
Japa to Japada. The reason is this: if I will be taking examples from celebrities. I'll be citing the band Don Jazzy, Banky W. These are guys that were able to Japa to the UK, to the US. In the long run, they find themselves back in Nigeria. Or what really happened? What actually happened? What did happen? Was it that they couldn't sustain the goodies? They couldn't catch up with the goodies. They couldn't catch up with the good life. What really happened that they went there and had to come back to Nigeria to become who they later became in life?
Even Burna Boy.
And Burna Boy.
I would like to tackle you on that.
I think you should finish first. Yeah, that's a good point.
You understand? So there must be a reason. There must be a reason for this. Now, we're talking about healthcare. You paid heavily for healthcare in the US. If you really need a good healthcare in Nigeria, there's St. Nicholas. The issue is, are you ready to pay? St. Nicholas will come to your house. We are having an issue.
But I feel like healthcare should be like a universal something. Everybody should be able to get it, whether you have money or not. It should not be a matter of the amount of money you have.
Yeah, basically that is another perception. That's another perspective rather that we need to deal with. Healthcare is a universal thing. Yes, the World Health Organizations, the USAID and all that, they are accompanying money, funds into healthcare and all that. But the truth of the matter is, if you really want to get something good, you need to pay for it. Another thing is the amount of work Nigerians put in when they leave the country. They don't put half of it when they are in the country here in Nigeria.
Yeah, that's true.
You will listen to people saying they work 18 hours.
I feel like it's because we are relaxed now. This is
we
have nothing to prove.
That is it. That is it. So if you have something, if you are dogged, if you have the tenacity to push, if you have the ambition to achieve, I've never seen anybody who really wants to get something. Although there are some stuff that will act like an hindrance.
Okay.
Yes, but we've seen people that have pushed and have become a success. They've pushed against all odds. They've been able to narrow their paths, you understand, to get what they really wanted or what they want. So it is simple. I'm not saying Japa is bad. The only difference between Nigeria and Japa is that they have their system fixed.
Yeah.
The system is fixed, fine. But the system will still drain you. You will still have to invest in the system for you to get your reward. So now in Nigeria, how much are you ready to invest in your system? Invest in yourself, in your system. In the UK, most Nigerians don't come out to you. When they leave Nigeria, what they don't do, like I said, they do it in the UK. I know somebody visited to the UK. In Nigeria, he has never run a professional course. But in the UK, he has done up to 4 or 5 professional courses just to fix himself in the system. Who told you that if you do those courses in Nigeria, you're not going to find yourself fixing the system? No. Now, people are leaving the banks. They are saying they are leaving the banks, they are leaving IT, they are leaving a whole lot of organizations. The doctors are leaving because of bad remuneration. Yes, I agree. The reason is, right there in the US or in the UK, you are paying. So most definitely, the doctors get their reward. But in Nigeria, when somebody have an accident, they want to take him to the Federal Medical Center. Are you going to tell me that a doctor or a consultant in St. Nicholas Hospital or one of the biggest hospitals are not getting well paid? No, you wouldn't tell me that. They are getting well paid. But the truth of the matter is, life, you are always craving for more. You understand?
Yeah.
So if you are in Nigeria, probably you are earning probably 1.1 million per month, and somebody is recruiting you from the UK or the US and he wants to pay you times 3, and you have already counted your cost.
That's fine.
You understand? Yeah. It's very easy. It's same. You have to live.
I would like to say something.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you were saying St. Nicholas, you need to pay. See, let me tell you, the right that you have as a citizen of any country. You have the right to life, the right to better health, right to security, right to food, right to shelter. Tell me which of these did our government produce?
No, we can't really say that.
See, let me tell you something.
We run a capitalist economy, even though they want to disguise it that they.
Let me tell you, these are your personal rights. You understand? See, a country, what is the value for a life in this country? What is the value to a life in this country? If you want to tell me the value, I will tell you some instances. Chibok girl, are they back? Abuja train 20, are they back? The country is so tense, so see, they are not even back.
You're really fed up with this.
They are not even back, and the train corporation system they were talking they want to reopen. See, you see, when you see what we see, what people, let me tell you what entices people more. What you see entices you more than what you hear. Yeah, what you see a government, you see, okay, you are talking about insecurity.
Yeah, what you see entices you more than what you hear. That is the reason the West are sending their better side to us as a country.
The better side is okay. I'm not satisfied with the better side.
We have issues of mass shooting.
Now,
whereby somebody...
There are a lot more homeless people in the
US than in Nigeria. Drug addicts, you understand? People that their life has been struck out of them.
I feel like we are not even Nigeria. You should just go to Ghana.
Me?
Yeah, you don't sound like
it's not like I'm not. I am a Nigerian, and I see. But
you are a Nigerian by mouth.
It have gotten. See, anyway, see, it is a system. Why do you think this system? You see, is just like pyramid. When you get to the top, maybe your boss, somebody fire your boss will fire you. You will get to fire your wife will fire the children. So that is the frustration. That is just the simple. Your boss, somebody fired him. Maybe the contract, so your boss now said that file that you submit is not okay. Then you get to me, you fire your wife that this food is bad. Then your children will, why do you guys wee on the bed?
That's a very funny analogy.
Well. So we have a lot of these and then a lot of Nigerians earning. So we should. That's why you just. I'm not saying anybody should Japa. Like it's just a personal decision. Yeah, look at this actress, Buki Wright. She left as an actress. Now she's is in IT, right? She's an IT auditor or something over there.
Yeah,
so
that's a mad career change.
So that's you see the ground is so fertile that you can switch. I'm telling you, except you don't know what you're doing. The grant is so far.
But what about the things you're going to get into when you want to invest in education over there?
I have a friend that left here as a banker. Now he's in US Army. he is a US Army now. So the grant is so fatal for you to divert because
What about the families? Like this lady made a post on Instagram and those blogs carried it that she and her husband are working long hours and these things are contradicting. Maybe when she comes back home in the morning, the husband is going to work. When the husband comes home, she's leaving for work. So this might actually be a ground for divorce in the long run.
let me tell you something.
It's affecting families.
Yoruba say something. Let me tell you, they know what to do. It's just like they just see people over there. They don't want you to come. They want you to be underground. So actually, I'm not saying that they do. See. Let me tell you something. It's not like they know what to do. You and your husband, you are working long hours. Why don't you reduce the long hours and reduce your money?
How would they pay the taxes? The taxes are crazy. It's not like Nigeria that we don't have.
See, you cut your quote according to your size. You cut not according to the material. You are paying taxes for your car. You are paying taxes on the gas. You reduce it. It's not. That place is not there that NEPA will bring the same bill. What you are using. That is what they are taxing you on. If you are not working in that particular place, you reduce your working hours, then your tax will reduce for you to establish a family.
So, Mr. Sherry, what do you think about the family issue? How Japa is affecting families?
Well, people moving, families. Is it basically in Nigeria or in the
US? How this whole long working hours thing might lead to divorce, peradventure?
Like I said, when you want to leave Nigeria, you need to count the cost. Imagine somebody who's a lady or a woman who is a housewife. She has to relocate. She has to relocate to become somebody who is working so as to be able to pay the bills with her husband. They need to find some balancing.
Balance.
Yes, they need to find some balancing at that. But then, they must have weighed their options. They must have counted the cost before they go. But the truth of the matter is,
sometimes everything doesn't go according to your plan.
If you look at it critically, if you have been following me, we see that the basis of my whole conversation is that you should count the cost. You traveling, if the long hours of working overtime will bring about divorce, I think, and you want to preserve your marriage, you need to choose one. You have an option: go there, lose your marriage, or remain here and save your marriage. You understand?
Yeah.
So it is that simple. It is that simple. But like I have to go back to the career switch by Bookie Wright. If Bookie Wright had to switch to become an auditor in the US, and there are people who are actually graduated from the US or UK, and they are back in Nigeria to run. Some have even gotten jobs from the UK or US, and they are working in Nigeria. You understand? In Nigeria, we equally have expatriates.
I think it's about preference.
Yeah. That's why I said it's an opinion and it is relative. We have expatriates. The Indians, if as an Indian you get a job in Nigeria, you go and do testimony. Because you're an expatriate, the money Nigeria pay you as an expatriate, as an Indian or as a Pakistani or as a Chinese, they cannot even offer you in their country. But you see it as an opportunity. You understand? They are coming here to get the jobs and they are getting it done. Go to Dangote. Filled with Indians, Indian professionals, tech, manufacturing.
The Indians are really on fire right now. They are the major CEO of every.
That is it, because they understand the reason why they are leaving their country. They leave their country as an expatriate. Most Nigerians are leaving not as an expatriate, but to do menial jobs. That is the issue. You understand? So it boils down to the opportunity that you are being offered.
The same way you don't trust Nigerian products. That the same way Nigerian manufacturers, Nigerian producers, they don't trust your service. That same thing that you having for foreign products to Nigerian products, that the same service that you should be expecting from. You are telling me that we were importing India. India's you call India's expatriates? Are you kidding? Same job that Nigerian can do and they will be over peanuts. Same job that they will contract out. And you are saying you are getting See, if you want to get expatriates, get US, get Israeli to come and do the same job. They will charge you the normal charges, but Indians will do it as cheap labor for you. Same thing is applicable in everywhere we're going to. Nigerians, they don't trust your service.
I feel like generally, we as Nigerians, we have this trust issue.
That is why last government that we have our great woman, what called Dora Akuili, they have this program that they are trying to orientate Nigerians to like Nigeria. It's just like we don't.
I feel like if we actually push out like good enough products, like the innocent vehicles now, people are actually starting to trust the guy.
It's
and they are
very
buying
simple.
it. So
we
have to put in the effort.
But
if we leave, who is going to like build the country for us?
That is it. See, this thing should have been. See, this thing that we're talking about is a process. Liking Nigerian is a process. Nigerian cannot just wake up like, get me this. No, it's a process. You have to. First thing, that is why you can't just give birth to a child and leave the child without educating the child and expect that in the next 10 years the child is writing a letter to you in English. It's not possible.
Yeah.
You need to start orientating, inputting some other things into the child and expecting a greater result at the end of the day. But what are they inputting into us? They like to input, when the politics is around the corner, that is when they put religions to us. That is when you will know that the same set of people that you are saying, same thing that you are sharing money, they will say it's not from my land. They start putting tribalism. See, it's just for us Nigerians to like Nigerians and appreciate Nigerian more. Same job that is being given to an Indian, Nigerian can do it and do it better. If they can't do it, train them, educate them.
Yeah.
So
education is like another thing on its own anyway. So this brings us to the end of this segment. Please like, share and subscribe and comment. Let us know what you think about this Japa culture in the comment section. Turn on the notification button so that you get notified the next time we come on here to discuss issues that are trending.